Hi, it's Honey. Today I want to talk about G7's Wave 4 release, where you can buy specific LPS sets currently, and also my gripes and concerns about the quality. I want to add a quick disclaimer. All opinions about Wave's 4 quality is my own, and also any information about locations and countries where Wave 4 are available is subject to change and update. It's early days for Wave 4 and more countries and more locations are sure to be added as time goes on. I'm just listing the current information that's known, and if you guys know more locations, more stores, more countries, I always encourage you to share it with your fellow collectors in the comments down below. These kind of update videos, I hope, are kind of like a hub for information. Obviously, don't dox yourself in the comments and give your exact location, but you can definitely share your states and what stores, for example, Target, Walmart, etc. Now that little disclaimer's out of the way, let's get on to this video. It's going to be split into two parts. The first part, we're going to talk about the quality of Wave 4, and the second part, we're going to talk about where you can find these LPS, what sets are currently available, and where I personally recommend going. There'll be timestamps, so if you want to watch the first or second part, you can skip around, but let's get into talk about the quality. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have been seeing posts online about Wave 4 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, places where people have found them, what the quality's been like, etc. And you probably think they look amazing, and I have to agree. You know, Wave 4 is my favorite wave in general, not just a specific product, but the whole wave is my favorite. The designs look incredible, and the quality, especially for the ES pets, looks like it has improved. But you see how I said ES pets there? That's because KX still has some issues. But truth be told, it's a bit of a slippery slope, and I want to share my experience receiving KX pets and my personal opinion on them and the differences between the two types. So this right here is a KX Dachshund from the new Wave 4 Blind Box series, and I think he looks incredible. This is truthfully one of the best looking KX pets I have ever seen. The printing quality is pretty solid and the eyes are perfect. I could not have asked for better placement. I don't own the ES version, unfortunately, but comparing it to images I have seen online, I think it even looks better than the ES version. I think the eyes look better placed, if that makes sense. So seeing this Dachshund, as a KX hater myself, I was really optimistic that Wave 4 was changing and KX was improving, and instead of worrying about whether or not you got a KX or ES pet, collectors could just go out and buy whatever they want and not have to worry about the quality. But unfortunately, that dream was short-lived, because as amazing as this Dachshund is, and as much as I recommend it, this guy right here is also KX, from the same blind box batch, from the same set that I got, and the quality is, let's just say, KX. I think the most two striking details you can see right off the bat is the head and body are a completely different color. The head is more of a beige cream and the body is more of a white cream. Also, the head mold is different to a typical husky head mold. It's really freaking disappointing, and you might be looking at this and thinking it's not too bad, and if that's the case, that's completely fine. I'm not here to tell you guys what does or doesn't make a good LPS. I'm just sharing my opinion, and I thought maybe this isn't the worst. You know, I was really trying to be optimistic, but then I saw images of the ES version, and the difference is day and night. The ES version of this Sheltie or wolf dog is incredible. It looks perfect. I love it. But the KX version is lacking so much, in my opinion. I truthfully don't think anyone is looking at these two and preferring the KX version. On top of that, the paint quality and placement is quite bad. there's a lot of leakage in where the paint is actually placed, and you guys can probably see the eye placement is off as well. So getting the KX version of this little guy was super disappointing as a collector. I wanted him to look like the images online, the advertised Sheltie, and opening it up and seeing this, it was saddening, especially comparing it to its ES counterpart, which is the exact same price, it's just a different manufacturing factory. And so I wanted to use this Sheltie as an example to let you guys know that if you're somebody who wants your LPS to look like the advertised images, stay away from KX Pets. Again, this is my opinion, and maybe you have no problem with KX Pets, and that's completely fine. Spend your money how you want. But if you're like me and things like a different head and body color really bug you, because I've been a hater of this since day one of G7 coming back, it's going to be a disappointment for you opening this pet up. At least the KX version will be. Obviously the ES version is perfect. And while I do say stay away from KX if this is something that bothers you, like I said, there are still decent KX pets. It really baffles me how these two pets can come from the same batch, the same factory, the same blind boxes, because the quality in them is so wildly different. And that's another reason why I prefer ES. They're just a lot more consistent. And even though I love this dachshund and I would gladly buy 100 more KX dachshunds like this, the overall quality of KX just leaves a lot to be desired, and I'd rather have the consistency of ES than take a gamble every time with KX. That is just my opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think as well in the comments down below. If you've bought KX pets, what has been your thoughts on them? And if you do care about this kind of quality discrepancy, are you going to be waiting for ES? I'd love to know. Now, moving on to our second topic of today's video, where you can even purchase Wave 4, what stores are carrying them, and what countries are currently rolling out Wave 4 LPS. And like I said at the beginning of this video, it's early days for Wave 4. They're definitely going to roll out in more stores, in more countries, and also probably online in the coming days, weeks, and months. I'm just going to be listing what is currently known and available, and also giving you guys a little warning about a specific Wave 4 product. So let's get into it. So as of recording, near the end of July, there are 3 countries that are known to be carrying Wave 4 LPS. That is Canada, America, and the Philippines. There may be more countries, and like I mentioned, if you know any, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, but these are the 3 main countries that I have seen online. I also want to say, personally, I was very surprised to see the Philippines get Wave 4 so early, especially because there are a lot of Asian countries that are quite behind on G7 releases. Let's get into the breakdown of what products are available though. So we have the Wave 4 blind boxes. These are currently available at Target and Walmart in the US and Canada. They are also available in the Philippines at Toys R Us. We have the new pet pairs. These are currently available at Target in the US and at Walgreens. We have the foodie packs. These have been spotted at Target and Walmart in the US. There are also the Trio 3-pack tubes. These have been spotted at Toys R Us in the Philippines. And lastly, we have a new batch of Five Below pets. These are called Sweet Life pets, and they have been spotted, obviously, at Five Below in the US. When it comes to what retailers are carrying EX versus KX pets, I unfortunately don't have that information for the Philippines, but when it comes to the US and Canada, if you are looking for ES pets, it seems that Target is your best bet. And if you're looking for KX pets, they seem to be showing up more at Walmart. I don't know if Walgreens is carrying the ES or KX versions of the pet pairs, so if anyone knows, please let us know in the comments down below. Also, there is a chance that Walmart may be carrying ES Pets as well, but majority of the posts I have seen online have been KX when it comes to Walmart, so it's worth a check, but just maybe don't get your hopes too high. If you're looking for ES, stick to Target. When it comes to online, not a lot of online retailers are carrying Wave 4 yet. I am patiently waiting for Amazon, like a lot of collectors, but hopefully we will see more listings being posted in the coming months. For example, here is a listing that I found on Amazon Canada, which was swiftly taken down, but it had a release date of September 1st. So within the next 2 months, we could probably see more products popping up for sale. Like I've said a billion times, it's early days for Wave 4, and we're definitely set to see a lot more products releasing over the next few weeks and months. With that being said, Target in the US is currently selling the Wave 4 blind boxes online on their website, so I will link that down below in my description if you want to check it out and pick up some of the new blind boxes. I also wanted to put a warning out because the Target website also has the new wave of mini plush listed, and a lot of people were really excited to see them, myself included. I love the pug in the top right corner and also the bee. However, there have been multiple reviews saying that if you buy this product, they're going to send you Wave 1 of the mini plushes. It's like a mistake in the listing. I was originally going to link these mini plush in my description so you guys could check them out, but after reading the reviews, I don't want you guys to get bamboozled. You can still find them on the Target website, but I don't recommend buying them if you are trying to get the Wave 2 mini plush, because even though they are advertised as Wave 2, they will send you Wave 1. So don't get caught out in that mistake, and shout out to the people who left reviews because you guys helped me realize that this was not a correct listing and stopped me from advertising it to you guys. So this is all the current information I have on pets that have been released. Like I mentioned, if you guys have any more info that I missed, feel free to share it in the comments down below, and feel free to share where you found your LPS. Like I said, do not share personal information, it's very unsafe, but if you want to share, like for example, you live in Washington State and you found LPS at Target, that could really help someone. You don't have to, of course, and always be safe, but I think it is really helpful for the community. But that is really all I have for today's video. I hope it was informative, kind of helping you guys where to look for LPS. But not only that, also kind of my opinion and little chat about the quality. I was really hopeful for the KX pets, especially after seeing that dachshund, but now seeing the rest of the blind box pets, which I will be doing a video on soon, I am feeling quite discouraged with the KX quality, and they just need to sort their stuff out. Like, the KX factory needs to fix whatever the hell they have going on. Does my camera keep drifting like this way? I'm sorry if it does, I only just realized now. But yeah, let me know your opinions on the KX and ES quality of Wave 4, what you have been thinking about Wave 4 so far. I'm incredibly excited to see the rest of this wave come out and it just hit more store shelves as the months go on. Unfortunately, I don't have all the info, like I can't tell you guys the exact release date for products. I can't tell you what countries are going to be carrying them and when. That is real, secret backroom stuff I don't know, but I can share information that I find online, and I can compile it and try and help you guys. So massive shout out to everyone in the community who shares where they find their LPS, because it helps videos like this happen where I can compile that info into one kind of digestible place and hopefully help the community out. Like I said, check out the links down below. All the images I used will be credited on screen, and I hope this video was enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like always, please don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe, and check out my other videos while you're here. And I will see you next time in my next upload. Until then, bye guys!